Form name dot element name dot value. How to catch the HTML element values at runtime we have seen. Yes or no? The last class we discussed about form name dot element name dot value. Yes or no? Right. So today we'll discuss about what is DOM actually. That is very powerful. What is DOM? DOM is nothing but document object model. Document object model. Is it clear? So whenever we develop any web application, after developing the application, we have to deploy that application on the server. Is it clear? And the end user will access the application via browser and internet. Is it clear? Once when you develop any application, after developing the application, you have to deploy the application on the server. Server consists of application. Application consists of files like .html files, .css files, .js files, etc. So if you're not keeping your application on the server, end user cannot access the application. Simple example, if I tell you, for example, if I save any photo in my computer, who can see that photo? Only I can see the photo. But I want to make everyone to access the photo. If I see any photo, here there are a lot of photos are there. Yes or no? If I try to see any photo, right click, here you can see open with browser. Is it clear? Google Chrome. Here you can see this photo is saved in which drive? C drive. Which folder? Users folder. There which folder? JDeep folder. Which folder? Desktop. BGM. This photo is saved in my computer. So only I can see the photo. But I want to make everyone to access that photo means keep the photo in the common place where everyone can access. That is nothing but what? Server. Server is nothing but it is a place which if you keep any files, on server, the entire world can access that files via browser and internet. 100 users means 100 browsers or 100 mobiles. So multiple users can communicate with single server. Server consists of application. Application consists of files. And again, these files are basically divided into two types. One is data related files. Other one is code related files. Data related files are .txt, .doc, .pdf, .jpg, .mp3, etc. Code related files are .html, .js, .css, .c#, .java, Python, .py, okay, .jsp, .aspx. Lot of files are there. So any application consists of files. After developing the application, we have to keep that application the common place that everyone can access. That is nothing but server. So these all are browsers. So browser will user will open browser and browser will send the request to the server. Server will send the response to the browser. Server will always send the response to the browser in the form of HTML or in the form of data. So whenever the HTML page is loaded from the browser, then a document object is created. What I am telling here today is user will open browser. User will open browser and enter URL Then what will happen? Request will go to server. Request will go to server. Is it clear? Server will search for file, and file will be loaded in browser. File will be loaded in browser. For example, user will enter the URL. Let us assume the URL will be http:// satyatech.com some home.html. Okay, home.html is the file name. Satyatech.com is the domain name. Whenever we develop any web application, after developing the application, we have to keep that application the common place that everyone can access. That is nothing but server, like IAS or Apache server or JBoss, whatever it may be. Lot of servers will be there. So server is very costly. Server also nothing but a CPU, which consists of RAM, hard disk, processor, etc. Okay, na? But server is very costly. But purchasing the server is not a joke. It is very costly actually. Are you following? So companies will not purchase the server. They will try to take the server as rental basis, yearly basis, monthly basis. Most best example is GoDaddy. Who is the promoter of GoDaddy? Dhoni, I think. Your Dhoni Anna is the promoter. I think now he retired now. Don't know whether he is there or not there. GoDaddy.com will sell the server space. Dhoni is there. Okay. Is it GoDaddy.com? Okay, means if you want to develop any, after developing the application, you will keep your application in the common place where everyone can access. That is nothing but server. Server is very costly. Is it clear? No need to purchase the server. Take the server for rental basis. Okay, like if it is a Java application, you have to take the server on JBoss or Apache servers. If it is a .NET application, IIS web server is required. But nowadays, cloud computing became very popular. For rental basis, you can use that. That is separate thing. Two steps are required. One is we need to purchase. Here, what I'm telling here, whenever we develop a web application, after developing the web application, what I'm telling, after developing the web application, we need to, after developing the web application, we need to deploy the application on web server. We need to deploy the application web server, so that deploy the application web server. In order to deploy the application on web server, we need to follow two steps. Step number one, we need to purchase domain name. Step number two, we need to purchase space on web server. Okay, na? GoDaddy.com, they will provide GoDaddy. You no need to purchase, your company will purchase. You don't worry for that. Domain name examples are what? Something like www.satyatech.com. That is also one domain name. Similarly, www.somefacebook.com, ircdc.com. These all are domain names actually. Is it clear? So once when we after developing the application, we need to deploy the application on the server. Here you can see domains, and you can purchase the hosting environment also. For example, if I type www.kannababu.com, let us see whether this domain is available or already sold out. It is also a big market actually. Kannababu.com is available, 499 rupees price. That is for 2 years, and again in middle we have to renew the domain name and all the other things. Listen everyone. And you need to purchase the domain name as well as space on the server. Domain name is not free. You have to purchase it. Big companies like banking applications, Facebook, they will maintain their own servers. Okay, na? Nowadays, that is why cloud computing became very popular. Elasticity nature will be there. There are some problems in olden deployment models now. AWS, Azure, GCP, Google Cloud Provider, these all are dominating because pay for usage. That is a separate story anyway. Are you following everyone? So what I'm telling, is it after deploying the application, on web server, end user will access the application. Via browser and internet. After deploying the application web server, end user will access the application via browser and what? Internet. End user will access the application via browser and internet. Okay. So user will open browser and enter the URL. Request will go to server. Server will search for file, and file will be loaded in the browser. Now, whenever the HTML file is loaded in browser, then a document object is created. What is created? Document object is created. DOM, document object model. Whenever the HTML file is loaded in the browser, then DOM is ready. DOM is nothing but document object model. Let us see here. Let us assume I will write one HTML program, something like this. Close the HTML. and here I'll try to open the head tag, and here I'll try to, after 1 week like that, we'll start Angular also. All of you try to be ready to identify Angular also. This is HTML UI. I will only teach Angular also. Don't be hurry and join in other batches. And here you can open body tag and close the body. And here within this head tag, I'll try to open title tag. And here you can close the title. Okay. And within the body, I'll try to open the table tag. And here I'll try to close the table. This is your HTML program. And here you can open the tr tag and close the tr. And here you can open the td tag and close the td. Okay, something like this. Some design will be there now. Some design will be there. Now total your HTML page. I'll try to save this file with index.html and I'll try to deploy this particular page on the server. We'll see that one later. Index.html. Okay. Now your HTML page is converted. Whenever the HTML page is loaded in the browser, then document object is created. Here one object is first level object is window object is available. And here you have one document object is created. And within this here you have some HTML. And within this here you have some head. It will arrange the elements, HTML elements in the tree structured format. Is it clear? Here you have some title tag. And here you have some table tag. And here you have some tr tag. Here you have one more tr. Here you have one td tag. Here you have one more td, something like this. This is called as tree structured format. Two objects are created. Top level object is, you cannot draw like this. You remove this for time being. Here one document object is created. Okay, na? Window object is also available, but we'll see that one later. Okay, no, document object is created and it will arrange the items in the form of tree structured format. Something like this. Here you have head, here you have body, here you have title, here you have table, here you have tr, here you have one more tr, here you have td, something like this. So all the HTML elements are converted into objects, actually JavaScript objects, something like that. Now HTML consists of what? Data. Keep the data inside HTML and display the content in the browser, actually, because browser, the default language that browser can understand is HTML only. Browser can understand only HTML. HTML main purpose is to display the content of the browser. JavaScript main purpose is to perform operations on HTML elements. Like whenever you want to perform any operations like logics or any operations, if you want to perform, take the support of what? JavaScript. Okay. Now if you want, your target is to perform operations on HTML elements. Are you following? There is one more object is available, something like window object is there. This window object consists of some predefined functions. One is alert, other one is prompt, another one is confirm. These three belongs to window object. Okay, na? And document is also an object. Now it also consists of some predefined functions. Is it clear? One is get element by ID, other one is get element by name. These all are the objects. Another one is inner HTML. These all are the functions, actually. Predefined functions. What is object? Object consists of variables and functions. Object consists of data, variables as well as functions, actually. Is it clear? An object consists of variables as well as in JavaScript there are no classes. It will not support hooks, classes, inheritance, polymorphism. These all topics are not supported in JavaScript. Take one photo and keep in the WhatsApp group. I don't have mobile in my hand, so that it will be helpful for everyone. Okay, so whenever the HTML page is loaded in the browser, then a document object is created, and this object is responsible to perform the operations on HTML element values at runtime. Okay, na? Means what? For example, I have something like this. If I design one form like this, enter first name, and here I'll try to write enter last name. Is it clear? And here I'll try to take one button, something like display. So here I have some text boxes, text box 1, text box 2, and here I have one display button is there. And this is my design, actually. Now whenever user enter the values in the text boxes, for example, first name if I enter Anil, last name if I enter Kumar, something like this, and click on button. So if you want to catch these values are available inside the text box. We can catch the values in two ways. One is by using form name, other one is by using document object. Mostly in real time, we'll try to use this document object only to catch the HTML element values at runtime. DOM is nothing but document object model. Whenever the HTML page is loaded in the browser, then a document object is created and it will arrange the data in the form of tree structured format. Static DOM. All your HTML elements are converted into some objects. So as a developer, your job is to perform operations on the HTML element values at runtime. So this object consists of some predefined functions are there. Get element by ID, get element by name, inner HTML. By using these functions, you can perform operations on HTML element values at runtime. Did you understand, everyone? Yes or no? JavaScript actually generally in olden JavaScript does not support OOPs. Now JavaScript is also updated like ES6. It will support OOPs. Advanced JavaScript came nowadays recently. For React.js, we'll use ES6 only. For Angular, we will use TypeScript. Object oriented, because Java scripting language, main purpose scripting language point of view, no need of OOPs actually. Scripting language just functional programming, just writing the functions and dealing with functions. Application development point of view will take the support of OOPs. Okay, na? JavaScript is a script, so it will not support classes, inheritance, polymorphism, all these principles. But nowadays, the latest version of JavaScript ES6 it will support. Old JavaScript will not support. That's it is object based actually. Did you understand? Don't share any WhatsApp link in these groups. I will delete you from the group. Don't ask WhatsApp link. This is UI batch. This is the first class or what? People, I don't know, you are focusing only on WhatsApp groups, links, and phone numbers and all the other things. So try to focus on the class here. I already given now. Here you have different types of what? DOM. DOM is nothing but document object model. Whenever the HTML page is loaded in the browser, then document object is created. And this object is responsible to perform the operations on HTML element values at runtime. Abbreviation tag. Is it clear, everyone? There are different tags that are available in HTML5 also, new tags, code tags, like a lot of tags came. Okay. So here I'm writing. Generally, first of all, you must have the knowledge on objects in JavaScript. We already discussed about variables and all the things. Objects in JavaScript. Is it clear? So what is object means? Object consists of variables and functions. Object consists of variables and functions. Is it clear? Directly object will be there in JavaScript. Syntax to create object. For example, let us see here. I will write something where emp is equal to bracket open bracket close enumber colon 101 comma ename colon I will give Anil comma salary colon 20,000. That's it. It is a simple object actually. This is here one object is created, and in that whenever object is created, memory will be allocated for the variables. Here three variables are there. One is enumber, other one is ename, another one is salary. These are the variables: enumber, ename, and what? Salary. And the name given for the object is emp. So if you want to access this object values, you can use this particular object name. Object name is the name given for the object to accessibility. Accessibility point of view, object name is required. Generally, these objects are basically divided into two types. One is predefined objects, other one is user-defined objects. Predefined objects and what? User-defined objects. Predefined objects are different objects are there. One is window object, other one is document object. Window object consists of functions. Object consists of variables and what? Functions. Window objects consists of functions. Alert, otherwise confirm. Another one is prompt. These all are the functions. Belongs to window object. Document object functions are get the element by ID. JavaScript is case sensitive. Be careful, all of you. Give the link in the group, all of you. Just give the link. Don't misuse the link. I'm getting a lot of complaints that people are misusing the links. It is a legal issue. Again, I'm telling. WhatsApp groups are highly monitored, and our groups are also monitored. Don't misuse the links. I'm telling. You joined in the group just for the sake of what? Learning. Use that one in that manner only. Get element by ID. Get element by name. And here you have inner HTML. Some people will join only to misuse the links only. Objects are of two types: predefined objects and user-defined objects. Predefined objects again window object and document object. Window object consists of three functions: alert, confirm, and prompt. Document object all consists of three functions: get element by ID, get element by name, and inner HTML. I will try to share the notes and everything in this group. You can just go to your facebook.com world of Angular. Just join this group so that you'll get the links, notes, and everything. I'll try to post here. Okay, na? Just you can join in this group. facebook.com/groups/world of Angular. Okay. So here you see objects are basically divided into two types: predefined objects and user-defined objects. Predefined objects again divided into two types. One is window object, other one is document object. Window object consists of some predefined functions: alert, confirm, prompt. Document object also consists of three functions: get element by ID, get element by name, inner HTML. User-defined objects means object that is created depending on the user requirement. This is a syntax to create user-defined objects. Yes or no? So these all are object names. Window document is object name. These all are the function name. Here you can write something like, what is the purpose of object name? What is the purpose of object name? The purpose of object name is to access the functions. If you want to access the functions, you have to use what? Object name. Are you following, everyone? So here let us see. So how syntax to access, see here. I will try to write window.alert. Directly you written alert. If you want, you can write window.alert or window.confirm. Is it clear? Or window.prompt. You can use like this. These three functions belongs to window object. Window object is a top level object. Yes or no? And coming to document dot write. Document is object name, write is function name. Similarly, document dot get element by ID. Document dot get element by ID. Similarly, document dot get element by name. Document dot get element by name. Similarly, document dot get element by ID dot inner HTML. Something like that. These are all the functions. These are all the objects. Object name. Object name dot function name. The purpose of object name is to access the functions. Are you following, everyone? So now let us see one example. Let us see one small program. How to catch the values at runtime by using document object. We already seen how to catch the values by using form name. Today we will see how to catch by using document object. Open HTML tag and close what? HTML tag. And here you can open head tag. And here you can close the head tag. And here you can open body tag. And here you can close the body tag. Yes or no? Within the body tag, I'll try to open form tag. Give some name. Or else you can give ID also. What is the difference between name and ID? I will tell you later. And here close the form tag. And here within this one, I will try to write something like this. Enter first name. And you will try to take one text box. Input type is equal to text. I will give some ID. ID is equal to T1. And again throw the cursor to the next line. Enter first name. And again here you can paste. Enter last name. Is it clear? Input type is equal to text. ID is equal to T2. And you will try to take one button. Input type is equal to button. Is it clear? Here I will try to give ID. ID is equal to B1. Here I will try to give value. Value is equal to display. Is it clear? And here again throw the cursor to the next line. And here I will try to write something like script tag. Type is equal to text slash JavaScript. Type is equal to text slash JavaScript. And here you can close the script tag. Close the script tag. Within the script tag, what to do? I'll declare one function. Function get full name. Get full name. I'll try to declare. Are you following? Now here I want to catch the values from the elements by using document object. Okay, now so here what to do? Where f name is equal to, here you can write document dot get element by ID of t1 dot value. The last class we have seen document form name dot element name dot value. Today we are discussing accessing by using document object. And similarly, where L name is equal to document dot get element by ID of t2 dot value. Now here I'll try to write something like where full name is equal to f name plus L name. Are you following everyone? F name plus L name. So I want to print the output in the alert box. Alert of I want to display the full name. Okay, na? But this is case sensitive. Be careful. Capital letter, small letter, everything is very important. So here what to do? Here you can write something like button. Here I'll try to write on click. On click is equal to get full name of. Save the program. I'll try to give something like UI 11 AM. There I'll try to save the program fnd.html. Save the program with .html. So here what to do? Let us see. Open your my computer. There you can go to F drive. Okay. There you can see UI 11 AM you can see. And there you can find fnd.html. So mostly in real time we'll use document object only to catch the values. Okay, na? Enter first name. I'll try to give Anil. And here I'll try to give Kumar. Click on button. You will get Anil Kumar. So we can catch the HTML element values at runtime in how many ways? 2 ways. One is by using form name. Other one is by using document object. One is by using form name. Other one is by using document object. That's done, everyone. Are you following, everyone? Form name, other one is by using document object. Is it clear? Mostly in interviews they'll ask you about this concept only. Try to understand. I'll give the notes also. I'll try to share the World of Angular group. If anybody don't have the notes, you can check that one. Okay. If anybody again, if you want to revise, you can watch the video in satyadeck.com. The video is also coming. You can just go to satyadeck.com. In YouTube, you can type. Try to subscribe to that channel also. This class is going on. Free UI, YouTube. This is your today's class. If you want, you can watch that one also. I'll share the link. Once again, you can watch the video for refreshment. I will teach that one later. Difference between name and ID. Okay. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll continue. Have a nice day. Bye.